Beautiful. Okay. That is the great music of Brother Ian Morris. It's called Return of the Goddess. And it's one of the tracks that Ian's allowed me to share here with you. And I think it's available on Listening to Smile, which is website. And it's brilliant. Ian's amazing. So here's to Ian Morris, my friends. Yeah, go get you some. If you use my name as a code, you get 10% off, and you're supporting some great work. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Ian Morris, Listening to Smile, Return of the Goddess. Beautiful. Thank you, Brother Ian. He blessed me with some of his wisdom there. Thursday, we did our first Zoom interview, and went pretty well, and I've posted it today. It went great, actually. There's some technical things I want to sort out, but it's a great thing to sit down with someone like Ian and spend an hour together. And Patricia Fitzgerald was on, and she's meant to be my next guest. So we'll work out the details on that very soon. And Sarah Richardson was on as well, and Sarah's a bright light. And Ian, who does this amazing healing work, he plays 30, count them, 30 different musical instruments. And he's composing with the solfeggio frequencies and all sorts of amazing things. He and Patricia does mandalas, and so she understands sacred geometry and the math of all that, which I don't, honestly. So the two of them were carrying on, and a lot of it went over my head, but Patricia is schooling me along here, so I've seen one video, 369. I have to see the others. Anyway, you're all very welcome. Good evening. Welcome to my Spirit Talk here for tonight, Tuesday. Excuse me. It's the 29th of August. There we go. 2017, yeah. And it's great to be here with you. And so we're a week after the great eclipse. And I was just listening to Steve Judd, who was saying that as Mercury is in retrograde at the exact same degree that the eclipse was, which I think is 29 degrees of Scorpio. And we have Mercury and Mars doing a lot of very intense energies right now. So Ingrid gave a great reading. Ingrid Turner and Patricia Fitzgerald both did beautiful videos, which I got to see yesterday. I'm so blessed to be among such talented and passionate light workers at this point. It's a joy, just like Ian, who put all of us together. So Ingrid gave a great reading for the week, and she was saying basically that The next couple days could be quite intense, but at the beginning of the week and the end of the week is fairly mellow. And I keep hearing Steve Judd say, "Get out of my light here." I keep hearing Steve Judd say that don't do anything until the 5th of September, which is only a week from today now. Um, so it's kind of hard to put all of life entirely on hold, but we can make decisions, just don't take action, seems to be the message. But anyway, what I want to really talk about is integrating the energies from the eclipse. And it was a privilege, really, truly, to get to do a live broadcast a week ago Monday, and it got pitched into the ethers because of my choices of music that night. But we did 80 minutes of really lovely prayer and meditation work. So if you were on the call with me at that point, thank you again. And if you weren't, I'm sure there'll be another magical opportunity approaching quickly. We have the equinox less than a month away now, about 3 weeks. And it's a powerful, powerful dance we're all in the midst of here. I've been listening to Andrew Martin, who I recommend to everyone. I find his messages and his work very good, and yeah, basically he was saying what I had been feeling as well, and many might have felt, which is that the day or two, particularly the day after the eclipse, wow, really straight into the darkness or the despair or disappointment or all of that, some part of that for me personally. And I've had actually 20 less people follow me this week, which is a dramatic vote of no confidence. But bless them, and I wish everyone well, of course. I'm just like everyone, doing my human best here to make sense of it all and find and follow my heart. So there is a lot of just like with 2012, there were great expectations about that being dramatic and external. But of course, the message from Spirit is it has to come within before it demonstrates without. And the adventure continues deep, deep, deep inside, healing, clearing, aligning. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So anyway, and then of course we have these incredible floods happening in Houston, which is just truly breathtaking. And I was watching a bit of the news. There's also some massive flooding that's been going on in Nepal, and I believe, where like 1,200 people have died. So we're having an energy revolution, absolutely. But what of course, water archetypally is emotion and purification, and also can be the unconscious mind. So it could be weather being used as a weapon, or it's climate change, becoming more and more obvious. It's all of those things. But for the good people of Houston, Texas, it's a cry and shame, and we do want to keep them all in our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers, and do whatever we can to support them. I was hearing that Houston is the fourth largest city in America, and it's also the one of the central hubs, if not the central hub, of the whole gas and oil industry for America. And so with all the flooding that's been happening, there's been a great deal of pollution that's been released from these factories and refineries and all this. That's the word I'm looking for. So it's no joke. But of course, what happens when a natural disaster. We've had in the time I've lived here in Ireland, we've had a couple floods in the local area, and there's been some major flooding in Cork, the big city that I live outside of, about 45 minutes outside from Cork, and they're still in Cork, still trying to figure out what to do to prevent future flooding, and they still haven't found managed a way to solve the problem yet. And yeah, so on and on we go, you know. Um, will I talk about Trump? I don't think we need to. Do we really, everyone? You know, I'm gonna restrain the temptation. But again, on the bright side of things, natural disaster calls everyone's compassion forward, which is great, and it helps us to see things in a much different perspective, which is also great. And of course, black, white, rich, poor, it doesn't matter if you're fighting to survive when your chin is up to the water. I'd be very glad for any help wherever it comes from. So it feels like this is a real game changer in a lot of ways. You know, denial is not a good coping mechanism, as we all know, and this is certainly some manifestation of that. Yeah. So again, we'll keep working with whatever shows up. I was just listening to Greg Braden on the his Missing Links show on Gaia, which is a fantastic series. And Greg, as you know, is a scientist who's done a lot of work with demonstrating the mystical and the spiritual through his scientific research. And one of his experiments or studies, yeah, it demonstrated that you take in the ancient text, there was a particular ancient text whose name escapes me. It was a Hebrew name, and it was written 3,000 years ago, and it was only 1,000 lines long. And basically, it was describing how humanity was created and how life was made on the earth in very scientific terms, which is pretty impressive for 3,000 years ago. And but what he was relating to is they talk, of course, about the four elements: earth, air, fire, water. In Greg's research there, and he said that when you pull them down to their the elements down to their chemical compounds, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, whatever it is, yeah, helium doesn't sound right, something else. Anyway, they translate as the same four codons in the DNA. There are four different elements in the DNA. In the creation and structure of our DNA, and he said that you can actually translate the ancient texts, Sanskrit and Aramaic, and et cetera, and apply the basic description of creation in this book to the DNA. And when you did that with the DNA, it gave you the phrase God eternal in the body. So I've heard similar things like this before. Of course, there's the God code and the Bible code. I guess Greg's is called the God code or the Divine Matrix, the Bible code, etc. But there are all these. I'm thinking about Ian and Patricia's conversation about sacred mathematics, and they were talking that there is 111 somethings between frequencies. You have to help me out here at some point, my friends. There's 111 frequencies, notes, something like this between the octaves. I'm sure that's not right, but anyway, what I want to say is that from my little bit of studies in the last 30 years about all these things, there is a mathematical and a sacred mathematical organizing principle to creation. And as we move from the third into the fifth dimension, which there's no doubt that that's what's underway, we're going to be able to see the patterns of creation more consciously and more deliberately. And if you study people like Greg Braden and Drunvalo Melchizedek, Ian and I were talking about Drunvalo, Alex Gray. Alex Gray is another great artist who does a lot with those sacred geometries, etc. Um, so there's this underlying principle, of elegance and efficiency and brilliance behind creation, right? So we all know that. So the question is, what do we do then with our emotions? How does our emotions fit into all of that? And what Greg was saying here was that you've heard me talk a lot about love, joy, appreciation, and gratitude. And Greg was saying that from the Tibetans, the four most powerful energies are compassion, care, love, and appreciation. And so sometimes we talk about the Hawaiian self-healing technique of Ho'oponopono, which is I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me, thank you. And then we have Don Miguel's four principles, four agreements. There we go. Yes, four agreements, which is do your best, keep your word. Sorry, they don't spring to mind right now, but they're there. You can find them. Anyway, the numbers 3 and 4 show up over and over again. But what I want to say about 4 is that 3 tends to be a process, beginning, middle, and end. But 4 is the energy of a structure. And often we create a vibration of 3 and we fill it with the meaning, and the meaning is the fourth part of that. But to come back to the emotion, when we're praying, when we're visualizing, when we're sending energy, like we might do that tonight for our friends in Houston there and for the world, when we're being a clear and open channel with spirit, we do that, and we're channeling something verbally. We do that because we allow the heart and the mind to line up then to the unknown or the imagination, right? And then the fourth component is the spirit that moves through that moves within that. So there's always 3 or 4 qualities at work in this dance of creation and in consciousness. 369, Patricia was talking about that. How all the in the video it was showing how all the measurements of a circle, the different angles, quarters of a circle, always add up to 369 in one form or another. If you study numerology, you see the same thing as well. So what I want to say is, David Icke once said that reality is a computer code, and or as Lazarus has said, your world is an illusion. And then we have the Matrix, which of course was the understanding of one of the early quantum physicists, Max Planck, I think. Might be right about that. So anyway, what do we do with all this information? Well, the heart knows what the mind, what the meaning of what the mind understands means. In other words, the mind is taking in information. Like, I'm just giving a lot of little tidbits here that I picked up along the years, that the beginning of the book of Genesis, when it was translated into computer code, became the Bible code that allowed people to find any event that had happened in human history and a meaningful relationship between events in this representation of this code. You could ask it a question and it would say 9/11, September, Twin Towers, things like this. So we do really live in a very different reality from the one we think we live in. And the point of it all, again, about spiritual empowerment is how we can be useful instruments, happy instruments of cooperative components, of co-creation. So I guess I just wanted to process a bit of that. So to come back to the solar eclipse of last week and the energies of right now, what I believe has happened is that there's a sacred download there's a download of sacred light and energy. I mean, the energy that I felt before the eclipse. There's my root opening up. The energy I felt before the eclipse was just amazing. You probably felt that as well. And then throughout the energy of the eclipse, it was like the whole world was was going through a reset button. And it doesn't happen instantly. It doesn't happen immediately. It happens, little bit by little bit by little bit. As my guides say, here's three again. There's activation, integration, and manifestation. So honestly, I feel like, the last week has just been like, what was that? And what do I do with that? And what does that mean? So you may be feeling some of that. I just did, I'd love to hear from you, of course. Any feedback is always welcome. I just did Annette Karlstrom's energetic meditation she does every Tuesday from Sweden. She's such an angel, and the energy that comes through is quite powerful. So I just want to say here that, again, from my guides, take time and make space for peace as often and as deeply as possible. Be aware that, the thoughts, are we thinking our thoughts or are our thoughts thinking us? To be discerning and discriminating about what we focus on and what we feed our subconscious mind. It's easy to get hooked into the drama and to, especially this week, evidently rage, frustration, impatience. Anger is fear shouting my name, as the saying goes. Activation, integration, manifestation. So the big step, Marcella, is integration. So integration is where we decide what's our part of it. So my guides say again here, you're only responsible for what you understand. Once you understand something, you take responsibility for it. To the degree that you understand something is the degree to which you take responsibility for it. So I'm working a lot with Lazarus's meditation right now on resonance, and I had an amazing day today. I get in and out of the vortex like everyone does, but today was just like go here, go here, go here, go here, go here, go here, and met people and had meaningful conversations and made appointments. Got some new books from the library. I got this one, Map of Heaven, Eben Alexander. This is a near-death experience from a guy who was an atheist and a surgeon, and how it rocked his world. I haven't read it yet. But yeah, a lot of flow and going with the flow. But then there are long moments when I'm not quite sure what the flow is next. So anyway, during moments like that, I need to throw on more Ian Morris, yeah? So do take a listen to our Zoom interview here. It's an hour. Ian is really brilliant, and he has a lot to share, and his story is amazing. And Patricia and Sarah added a bit as well, Patricia especially. And do take a listen to Poppy Sprague. I put your great introductory video. Wow, Poppy is blazing a trail there, 12,000 followers. She is my teacher about all of this. So thank you for being there, Poppy. It's a beautiful introduction. Ian's offer with Listen to Smile discount, we've said that. I will do more Zoom videos, yes. Ingrid and others definitely want to get onto here. What else do I have for you tonight? Oh, we have new Patricia. Yes, yes, yes. Let's do some new Patricia. Fantastic. Where are you? Okay, here we go. Give me a second. A great bit from Brenda Garcia. She's quoting Joan Osborne. What if God were one of us? Fantastic song, Brenda. Thanks for reminding me of that. Yeah, give that a listen. What am I looking for? I'm looking for. One second here. Sorry. Looking for Patricia's. I would like to do this with you. Okay. What else can I entertain you with? My thoughts create my reality. That's new from Oren. That's on the page. There it is. Okay, I've got it. Yes, here we go. All right. Thanks for your patience. So this is 10 minutes. Enjoy.
Hi, precious heart. Thank you for joining us for our weekly vlog. We have been given an activity of light by the company of heaven that will help us to transmute poverty consciousness. This is the residue of our fear-based ego's belief in lack and limitation, which has led to not only the dire poverty that is plaguing the masses of humanity, but also the obscene levels of greed and corruption we are witnessing around the world. Transmuting poverty consciousness is a critical step in paving the way so the new patterns of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance can be magnetized through our heart flames into our everyday life experiences. In addition to transmuting our own poverty consciousness, you and I and the rest of awakening humanity have the ability to serve as surrogates on behalf of the masses of humanity who are unaware of this monumental opportunity. If you have the heart call to do so, please join with me now, and together we will greatly accelerate the process of manifesting God's infinite abundance and eternal peace on earth. A clarion call from our Father, Mother God is now ringing through the cosmos. In response, the I Am presence of every person on earth and the entire company of heaven are standing in readiness to assist in this holy endeavor. And we begin. I am my I Am presence, and I am one with the I Am presence of every man, woman, and child belonging to or serving the earth at this time. But I invoke for myself this sacred and holy day. I invoke for every person on earth in perfect alignment with his or her divine plan and the highest good for all concerned. My I Am presence now takes full dominion of my physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies. As this occurs, my I Am presence recalibrates and brings into balance the right and left hemispheres of my brain. This allows the fragmented pathways in my brain, which have prevented me from communicating with the multidimensional aspects of my own divinity and the company of heaven, to be reconnected. This healing process activates my spiritual brain centers and restores them to their full divine potential. As these centers within my brain are reactivated, the light flowing through them from the heart and mind of my Father, Mother God awakens the dormant DNA structures within my body. This allows my DNA to receive higher frequencies of divine light than I have ever experienced. My DNA is a shimmering waveform configuration that is now being modified by the golden light, solar radiation, magnetic fields, sonic impulses, thought forms, and emotions associated with the newly encoded archetypes and the divine matrix of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance. These patterns are now pulsating within the mental and emotional strata of Mother Earth, awaiting the opportunity to tangibly manifest in the lives of awakening humanity. During this cosmic moment, my I Am presence and the company of heaven are imprinting the genetic codes for eternal peace and God's infinite abundance within my DNA. These patterns are igniting every cell in my body and lifting me into alignment with the fifth dimensional frequencies of the new Earth. The fifth dimensional crystalline patterns of eternal peace and God's abundance are flowing through my heart flame and being secured within the nucleus of every atomic and subatomic particle and wave of my earthly bodies. A reactivation and initiation into multifaceted awareness is occurring within me. I step through the doorway into multi-dimensional reality, and I am empowered with even more rarefied frequencies of my own divinity. In this realm, I recognize and I am willing to release and let go of attachments and behavior patterns that are based in poverty consciousness. These are the obsolete beliefs of my fallen human ego that have trapped me in the painful illusions of lack and limitation for lifetimes. Through the multifaceted and multidimensional aspects of my own divinity, I now release all patterns I have ever empowered in any time frame or dimension, both known and unknown, that reflect a consciousness less than God's infinite perfection and eternal peace. The obsolete beliefs of my fallen human ego are cast into the most intensified frequencies of the violet flame of God's infinite perfection that cosmic law will allow. Instantaneously, the patterns of poverty consciousness are transmuted. Cause, core, effect, record, and memory back into their original perfection. I now accept and know that my I Am presence and the company of heaven will intensify this activity of light daily and hourly, moment by moment, with every breath I take, until eternal peace and God's infinite abundance are a manifest reality in the lives and experiences of every person on earth. This is the time of my new beginning. From this moment forth, I will empower my divine potential as a beloved son or daughter of God with every thought, feeling, word, and action I express. I am divine integrity. I am illumined truth. I am trustworthy and honest. I am divine love. I am oneness. I am reverence for all life. And I am worthy and deserving of God's infinite abundance and eternal peace. I now consecrate my life force to be the open door through which the newly encoded patterns of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance will perpetually flow to bless all life on earth. And so it is. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am that I am. Thank you, precious heart. Next.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you. I hope you felt that. This is Patricia Cota Robles, Cotarobles, and her website is eraofpeace.org, and I have the link to this on my page, and you can listen to these for free. You just need to give them your email address, and they'll send you a confirmation, and on you go. So yeah, extraordinary energy. Great message, great work. Yeah. So where are we at here? We're doing good. Will I just do a little channeling from there? Here's, let me just read this first. All right. Yeah, I'm in a weird space tonight, but it's okay. Great to be here with you. Great to get to do this work. Let's see what my guides have to say. Let's do a little channeling here, yeah, for myself. So thank you as always. Yeah, and you're in my hearts. And I'll just say now, thanks for donations and ebooks and sessions and the opportunity to love you and serve you in whatever way works. Yeah, it's great to be on this journey here with you. Okay, so we're going to do a little channeling. Very good. Here we go. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. I'll do the same. Let me check the volume here. Yeah, very good. Okay, here we go. All right, dear friends, here we come. Put a hand to your heart, please. Take a deep breath. Opening the 7 centers. Down comes 7 stars. Spiral through time and space. Touch the crown. Take a deep breath. Down through the crown, third eye, throat, heart center. Take a breath into the heart. The will center, the sacral, the root. Take a deep breath. And down the hips, the legs, the feet, down into Mother Earth, grounding, putting down your roots. Take a deep breath. Coming back to the heart. Dear friends, calling upon Mother Earth to bring you back her energy, her blessing. Let that energy come up from the roots, up through the feet. Beautiful red energy. Up through the legs, up through the thighs and the hips. Take a deep breath. Breathe that energy up the chakras, the sacral, the will center, the heart center. Take a deep breath. Beautiful red energy, strong energy, powerful energy. The energy of strength and of courage and of clarity and confidence. Take a deep breath. Up the throat, the crown, the third eye, the crown. Take a deep breath. Filling you with the red energy of Mother Earth, and out through the crown, up into the heavens. Raising the vibration, raising the energy, up into the stars, up into the night sky, or up into the sun. Take a deep breath. And bringing forth the white light of the Christ consciousness of unconditional love, spiraling down through time and space, touching the crown of your head. Take a deep breath. And down the 7 centers, crown, third eye, throat, heart center. Take a breath. the will center, the sacral, the roots, down the hips, the legs, the feet, the white light of the Christ consciousness blending into Mother Earth. So the red and the white together become pink. Pink light of healing, pink light of love, pink light of peace. Take a breath. And dear friends, a light of compassion shining upon the people of the world in great need right here and now, being that bridge of light, that bridge of peace, that bridge of hope, that bridge of compassion, the light of compassion shining upon the world. Those struggling and suffering within great natural challenges, flooding and hurricanes, all of that, dear friends. Houston, Texas and that whole area, dear friends, bathing the pink light of healing upon this area, the pink light of compassion, dear friends, of great love and great healing in the midst of great sorrow and great trauma, dear friends, great upset, great change, great turmoil. Take a deep breath. And seeing the presence of Spirit surrounding this area and every area in your thoughts, dear friends, with the love and healing, a circle of light, arm in arm, thousands and thousands of beings of light, bringing through you their energy of love and wisdom, of love and healing, of love and peace, of love and better things coming from great challenges, great changes, better things coming, better days coming, and a greater permission within self, the human spirit, to love and to be loved, and to walk in harmony and balance, brother to brother, sister to sister, and humanity to Mother Earth. Waves of compassion, waves of love and light. If you like, you can extend your hands as well as your imagination, and let us bring the light of healing and forgiveness, of understanding and wisdom, the light of compassion, pouring forth onto humanity, pouring forth through the lives of those that are most deeply affected by this powerful storm. A cleansing, a purification, a healing, a clearing out of old energies that no longer serve, that no longer support the individuals and the collective consciousness of humanity. And blessing the waters, and blessing Mother Earth, and blessing Father Sky. There are billions of people upon this earth, and the vast majority live lives of peace and harmony, and have great dreams for themselves and their loved ones for a brighter future and a better world. And you are a part of that. You are a way shower and a bridge builder. So give yourself now to these situations, for your life to be transformed in whatever way you are willing and Spirit is ready to be that instrument of love and healing in the world, of peace and harmony, of hope and joy. The storms will pass and the sunlight will return, and you will be glad for all of it. Take a deep breath. Dear ones, we say as one, we bless humanity, and we bless Mother Earth, and we bless those in greatest need, in deepest sorrow, And we bless those with the courage and the humility to know your oneness with all that is, in, through, and as your life once again, in this moment. The healing will continue, and you will see evidence of that which you have asked for. And more than that, you will be the evidence of that which you believe. And others will be inspired by your example and your experience. It is your time, and you are ready. Take a deep breath. We bring that beautiful pink light into that heart of yours, into your heart of hearts, and we put it there, bringing you back home to yourself. We leave it there with you to draw on whenever you see fit, for your own healing, for the healing of your loved ones, and the healing of the world. It has always been there, just as we are always there with you. We love you so. Give thanks. All is truly well for you. We let it be, and so it is. Take a deep breath. Peace and blessings. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful night. Peace and blessings. Namaste.